Hello everyone, this is Dr. Peter Terzop. I hadn't done a video for a while because I've covered a lot of the topics quite extensively, but every now and then I like to add a video just to refresh some of the videos that are on the channel. Something that kind of comes up, it's a new semester, and it's not just at any school, just any school that has a new semester, there's that adjustment period. And one thing I would note, and I will stress this over and over and over, is take the time to see what's important to the professor. Okay. So some professors are, let's just be honest, some of them are there just to make a paycheck. They just show up, they get paid, they do the bare minimums, they get them out of trouble or keep them out of trouble, and that's what they do. Some of them are very big sticklers on things due at a certain point. Some are more grammar, some are APA, some are a combination, but they always have things that they focus on. They try to give, most of good professors will try to give examples. They have either videos or things they post or papers they send out. They try to make something, they give you some level of what expectations are. Having said that, there's still an adjustment period, normally the first couple of weeks. And if it's an 8-week course, or 16-week, it obviously is easier to do that. But if it's a shorter course, like 5 weeks, then it's very, very important to say, okay, what is this professor posting? What are they sending? What are they, or maybe even calling, right? You might want to call them if they give the phone number, or email them and say, hey, I'm about to do this. Are there any suggestions? It's okay to reach out. And if the professor doesn't do their job, that's on them, right? And then that's another issue, another thing to work on. But for most part, I think most professors take it serious and professionally, and they want to help students to be successful. It's not like they wake up and go, I'm gonna pick on Bob and Lisa and give them bad grades and bust them down. I don't think most professors do that. I think the vast majority, almost 100% of them, really get in because they want to be part of an educational process to better students. So I do believe that. Having said that, part of the thing I would note is every new semester I get the same type of responses. Where's the feedback? Well, I mean, I always give feedback. And if you don't know how to get the feedback, or you've never had to worry about it because you're a 100% A plus student, then it probably is not reflective on this person grading, meaning myself. It's probably reflective on the other professors not having you check your feedback because the grades were just so wonderful. So you do need to check those things out. Always, understand, like, how to check your feedback, how to understand your feedback. Even if you're getting good grades, you should expect some level of feedback, right? It's very rare do I find something that's so good that it can't be improved a little bit. But at minimum, you should hear what the professor's saying or reading, that you're doing a great job, or you're doing a great job, but here's some things, or you just need to work on things. It's not such a good job. And I think that's important as well. I think it's also important to note that if something's late, some professors get hung up about it, some don't. But you can't say, well, I have a video called the ex-professor, the ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend video. And at some point, you just have to say, it doesn't matter what they want, it matters what the professor wants now. I don't get hung up on late assignments as much, but there does come a point where it's like, look, it's so late, I'm not going to do feedback, but I'll grade it to help you, but let's not make a habit of it. So I try to give a little bit more flexibility. We all have situations in our lives, so that's another thing. If you have a problem or situation, notify a professor right away. They are more likely to help you if they know what's going on versus trying to react to it and then try to be guilted or pressured or put into fear to not, to help you. We just want to avoid those things. But more importantly, watch, like I do video overviews typically each week or each unit. Watch those things. It gives you a lot of insight. Like, this is what's important. Here's some extra information on a paper, an assignment, and it gives you a lot more information. You can never have 100% of things covered. I have a video called the checklist students that want a checklist for everything. And if they do the checklist, they get an A, and that's just not how it works. But we do want to get in a situation where you say, okay, I understand what the professor's posting. I understand the videos they're making or not. I understand if they're doing extra things or referring me to things. I need to watch some of these things. What happens is students get into these habits and they say, well, I'm doing really well, or I'm doing what I want. So I just go into class, start knocking things out, and then the first grade comes in, and if it doesn't go the way they want, they're the first ones going, well, I need feedback. So that means they're not looking at feedback. And two, they say, well, I need to understand, you didn't give me directions, you didn't do this, that, whatever. But it's like, look, I emailed, I posted it, I did a video overview. That's about as good as it gets. When I went to school back in the old millennium or the old century, we didn't even get that. It was just, here's the paper, here's the concept, go write it, and that's it. It's very vague overall, but we understood we didn't plagiarize. We understood that there were certain APA formats, or in that time, some people did MLA. I did Turabian, but there were understood procedures, right? So we didn't play that game with them, but at the same time, we didn't have their phone numbers. We saw them in class, and that was about it. And if you wanted to go see them at their office, that was even more of a brutal experience. Okay, so we try to make things more student centric and focused and more open and supportive, and that's one reason there's certain schools I will teach for and certain schools I don't teach for. But having said that, I would really stress the importance of finding out what makes the professor tick and working on those things. It doesn't matter what you want, okay? It matters what the professor wants, okay? And I will say this up front. Are there bad professors? Sure, there are bad professors. Are there professors that really go out of their way? Yes. There are some really superstar professors out there, okay? But at the end of the day, they all have something that makes that they want. And what I try to teach here is what do about 90+% of professors want. That's why you hear me talk in patterns a lot of times and things that you can do stepwise, APA-wise, writing-wise in order to develop your work specifics, right? So a little bit longer video, I want it, but at the end of the day, I think it's important to stress these things and really focus students down on these things. If there's anything else, drop me a line, and best of luck.